On Saturday morning, workers finished taking Donald Trump's name off the Kennedy Center in Washington, D.C. They did it in the dark, in the middle of the night, under a tarp, while thunderstorms rolled through the Capitol. And I want you to think about that image for a second, because it tells you everything about where we are right now in this country. A federal judge ordered Trump's name removed. Trump's own Justice Department tried to block it. The appeals court said no. Trump attacked the judge on social media, called him radical left, said the judge would rather see the Kennedy Center die than let Trump fix it. And then, despite all the fighting, all the legal maneuvering, all the last-minute emergency filings, the workers showed up, and the letters came down anyway. The court won. This time. But here's what you need to understand. The Kennedy Center fight isn't really about a building. It isn't about renovation plans or fundraising or whether Trump's name looks good on a facade. It's about something much bigger and much more dangerous. It's about whether this president believes any court in this country has the authority to tell him what to do. And based on everything we've seen over the past year and a half, the answer is, he doesn't think they do. Let's back up and look at the full picture here, because the media keeps covering each of these fights in isolation and missing the pattern. It started in December 2025. Trump's hand-picked board at the Kennedy Center voted to rename it the Donald J. Trump and John F. Kennedy Memorial Center for the Performing Arts. Rep. Joyce Beatty of Ohio, a Democrat, who sits on the Kennedy Center board as a congressional representative, says she was on that call and was repeatedly muted so she couldn't speak or vote against it. Think about that. A sitting member of Congress, on a board she legally belongs to, muted so she couldn't participate in a vote. When she tried to get information about Trump's plan to shut down the Kennedy Center for 2 years, the executive director and general counsel ignored her for 2 days. So she sued. And the courts backed her up, over and over again. A judge ordered the Trump administration to let her attend board meetings. A judge ordered them to produce documents proving Trump actually conducted the 1-year review he publicly claimed justified closing the Kennedy Center. And when those documents came in? Barely anything. No outside experts consulted. No formal report. The whole 1-year review Trump told the public about it basically didn't exist. A federal court established that. Then, in May 2026, Judge Christopher Cooper, a U.S. district judge, ruled that Trump's name was illegally added to the Kennedy Center. Congress created the Kennedy Center. Congress set its name. Congress funds it. And no president, no matter how much he wants to put his name on things, has the unilateral authority to rename a congressionally created institution. The judge gave the Trump administration 14 days to remove the name. Simple, clear legal order. What did Trump do? He fought it every step of the way. The DOJ filed an emergency appeal. They argued removing Trump's name would hurt fundraising. They claimed it would confuse the public. The appeals court denied the emergency stay. The deadline came, and Trump's team missed it, asking for a 12-hour extension because of thunderstorms. The name finally came down in the early hours of June 13th, under a tarp, workers finishing the job while most of Washington was asleep. And what did Trump do after losing? He went on Truth Social and attacked Judge Cooper personally, called him radical left, threatened to walk away from the Kennedy Center entirely, saying he had no interest in continuing what could only be a hopeless journey into Never Never Land. A sitting president of the United States publicly attacked a federal judge by name for enforcing the law. Now here's where it gets really important. This isn't one isolated incident. This is a pattern, and it's been building since Trump's second term began. The DOJ, in February 2026, sent a directive to federal prosecutors asking them to identify the most egregious cases of judges supposedly obstructing Trump's agenda. They called it judicial activism. Critics called it what it actually is, an enemies list of judges. The kind of list you send to Congress when you want those judges intimidated, investigated, or removed. Speaker Mike Johnson publicly called for impeaching judges who ruled against Trump. Members of Congress filed impeachment resolutions targeting federal judges for doing their jobs. And through all of it, former conservative federal judge Michael Luttig, not a liberal, not a Democrat, a conservative jurist who served under Republican presidents, went on record and said Trump's war with the judiciary is nearing a breaking point. He used the word tsunami. He said federal courts are finally standing up after months of watching the Trump administration ignore court orders, attack judges in public, and treat federal law as optional when it was inconvenient. And he said those judges are starting to push back because public opinion has shifted, because regular Americans are watching this happen, and they don't like it. And they shouldn't like it. Let's be real about what's happening here. When a president loses in court and responds by attacking the judge, calling them radical, threatening to walk away from institutions he doesn't control, that's not how democracy works. That's not how the rule of law works. Every single American, whether you voted for Trump or not, should be deeply uncomfortable with a president who treats court orders like suggestions. Here's the thing that people keep forgetting. The courts aren't the opposition. They're not the enemy. They're the third branch of government co-equal, independent, designed specifically to check the power of the executive. The whole point of having federal judges with lifetime appointments is so they can't be pressured or fired by whoever is in the White House. That independence isn't a flaw in the system. It's the whole point of the system. When a president goes to war with that independence, when his DOJ compiles lists of egregious judges, when his allies in Congress threaten impeachment over unfavorable rulings, when he publicly attacks judges by name on social media, he's attacking the foundation of the country. Plain and simple. And the Kennedy Center is almost symbolic at this point. Yes. It matters. A president illegally renamed a congressionally created national institution and then fought tooth and nail to keep his name on it. That matters. But the bigger story is this. A court told him he was wrong. He fought it. He lost. And instead of accepting the outcome like every president before him has done, he attacked the judge and threatened to abandon the institution entirely. Can you imagine? Can you imagine if Barack Obama had lost a court case and then went on social media calling the judge radical right and saying the court would rather see America fail than let him fix things? The outrage would have been wall-to-wall for months. But when Trump does it, we're somehow supposed to treat it as normal political behavior. It's not normal. It's never been normal. And every time we accept it as normal, we move one step closer to a country where the courts don't actually matter, where a president can do whatever he wants as long as he fights hard enough and loud enough to make the enforcement of the law feel like a political battle rather than a legal one. The conservative ex-judge is right. The tsunami is coming. Federal judges are pushing back. Courts are enforcing their orders. And the American people, regardless of party, need to pay attention to this fight. Because it's the most important fight happening in this country right now. Not because of Kennedy Center letters on a wall, but because of the principle behind them. No one is above the law. Not a CEO. Not a senator. Not a president. That used to be something every American agreed on. Don't let them make you forget it. If this video opened your eyes to what's really at stake in Trump's war with the courts, share it with someone who needs to hear it. And drop a comment, do you think the courts can hold the line? Because right now, that answer matters more than most people realize.